direct violence is a result of structural violence and cultural violence. We need direct peace, and how we get there is structurally the legislation, the actual structures, such as a Department of Peace and other things like that in our governments, in our communities, that we choose to institute so that that is the way we live and govern ourselves, leading to direct peace, along with making peace a cultural norm. And that doesn't just happen. We do that. We make that happen. So that's been a wonderful part of life. And gradually, peace building became a whole word. Instead of building peace, peace-building, now there are peace builders. I grew up in a family where just about everyone served at the military at one point or another. And in fact, one of my cousins still serving. And every year when the family would get together, my dad, who served in the Navy, and my uncle, who served in the Army, and in fact, he was in a tank going up the beaches when a mortar was lobbed, and they had just drawn straws, and he drew the short straw, so he had to climb out the top and go under to check one of the treads. And he got underneath that tank just as the mortar hit the tank, and he lost all of his fellow Army soldiers. And every time he told that story, he would get teary. They would say, "We went to war so you could live in peace." We have a tendency to look at the military as having to do with war. And the truth is, it's one of the most humanitarian civil service units on this planet. One time when I was serving as executive director of the Peace Alliance, as we were developing the campaign for a Department of Peace in the very early days of the Peace Alliance, I was out in California and I was in a parking garage. I had just gotten out of my car and a gentleman pulled up. He was just going by, but he stopped and he got out and he told me that he had just heard me speak. And he was presently serving in the military. And he just wanted to take a moment and thank me, because he had not heard anyone speak about a Department of Peace aligned with the basic principles and service mottos of our military. And he really understood that to have a Department of Peace is exactly what is needed in the United States to serve and assist, to work with our military so that all of us learn to resolve conflict before it escalates to violence. God bless our military and men and women who choose to serve. And for those who are listening, beyond the depth of appreciation, may we all work together regarding peace as a human right, and not just in this country, but around the world, so that together we make violence history. I was born in Kearney, New Jersey, USA, so I'm a Jersey girl at heart. I began to play guitar at the age of 13. I still play guitar, formally and informally. I went to Glassboro College, which is now Rowan University in South Jersey, and taught high school for many years at Point Pleasant Borough on the Jersey Shore, and then at Beckton Regional High School up in East Rutherford, kind of across from the Meadowlands there, the sports complex. Music has shaped my life since I was a toddler. How could anyone ever tell you you are anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you are less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. I see music as the universal language of the soul. As time went on, I was introduced to what I would call the ageless wisdom. I would say that that is the perennial philosophy, the ancient wisdom that is at the heart of all world religions and philosophies. And as that settled in my heart and mind, I began to realize that that truly is how we will come together consciously as humanity, recognizing, realizing the revelation of our time, that we are truly interconnected. There is no separation. We are truly one human family. So with that, I stepped away from the formal teaching and coaching to immerse myself in peace education, which was at that time a growing field. I mean, really, it's not that old. We are a generation, maybe a generation and a half, with this emerging story of peace in our time, so intentionally, so consciously, the International Day of Peace that is coming up September 21st, and so many ways to intentionally create the conditions for a culture of peace. So I've been really blessed to help found numerous organizations that focus on creating those conditions for peace. Peace building has become a way of life, and peace begins with me. I've been doing the kinds of things that we all do, developing practice for myself, a spiritual practice, and learning about my emotions and forgiving self, others, what all that means, and doing my own work, I guess is how I would say it. And as we all do that and show up, offering our unique contribution, really getting it that we each have wisdom and a value to offer in this beautiful life on this beautiful planet we all call home, that's when we will realize peace. So particularly for women at this time, women on the rise, and for any of the young women who may be listening to this, please know how much you are loved and appreciated, and that you have a contribution to make that makes a difference as the feminine principle comes into being ever more in this society today, as every great cycle is turning at once on this planet. It's quite intense, and we have to always say have a vertical alignment and a horizontal view. And let's take a long view. Let's look out 30, 50, 100 years. The imagination is a powerful tool. And let us vision a culture of peace together. What that looks like, how we will be living together in right relationship with self, others, and all life.